It's another R2-D2 build, and in this time we're going to be doing all sorts of things that are pretty cool. From leg components to logic boards. Don't go away, this is your Geek Fix. So it's been a little bit since our last build. We were working on the head frame last time, and then, to be honest, the reason why I haven't had a video for a little while is because I haven't received a shipment. And what happened was things were backed up internationally, and so for that reason, I didn't get the box until recently. The thing I did learn is that if a shipment doesn't show up that month, if they've already billed you, then they do refund you, and if they have not billed you yet, they don't charge you until the shipment actually goes out. Nonetheless, here's the new R2-D2 parts, and also I have more Iron Man parts that are on their way. So let's go ahead and get started by opening up the box. On the inside of this box, we actually have 4 issues. So that's, I think that's more than last time, isn't it? This time we have issues 19 through 22. And, oh, I forgot to mention, so I have my large box that we received with shipment 3, I believe, and I've been using that for storing everything. So I've got that over here because I know there's going to be some parts that we're going to need here in a minute. Speaking of parts, I've got more leg parts. Is this more of the same leg? I think it is. So here's the rest of one of the legs. I've got some componentry here. I can see a sensor right here. I've got, here's some more logic boards and with lights. And also, I think this is part of the wheel assembly. So we're actually getting the wheel completed, or started. And of course we got our normal piece of paper. We'll go ahead and get rid of that box. And I think I'm going to quickly organize things so I can lay it out a little bit better. So the way that I organized things basically was that I've got my parts that I've already kind of put us together. I've got my parts for this next magazine, which I also got set aside. Then I got some of my parts that we've previously used that we're going to be adding to today. And then I've got my newer screw organizer, saying that they don't give us some new parts today that throw me off. So here we have our first magazine. This is issue 19. And this one we're going to be building R2-D2's assembly, the right leg components. And this one's interesting because it shows the background scenes, even the sound studio that was built just for the movie. We have some of the costumes. It shows some of the moving through the snow and the other details that were done. So that's pretty cool. I guess I thought that they really filmed on location for that. So first you got the FX series, the MedTech robot that helped to repair Luke Skywalker when he got injured. And then you have the FX series, the 6 medical droid, which helped to rebuild Anakin Skywalker and then turn him into Darth Vader. Talks about different types of droid kits that basically you just purchase and put together. One thing I want to say about this, actually, as we've been going through and building and I've been looking at some of these parts, I've noticed that these seem to be Arduino specific parts. So that means I can actually switch out some things, and if I had to, I could easily repair some parts later on. Remember that C-3PO was supposed to be a kit that old Anakin was fixing. And then we're getting into our right frame leg and details. So it looks like I'm going to need a few of my previous parts. So I'm going to be bringing back the leg right here and the parts that we had tied to that. And then I'm getting my kit that we're using for this one. So this is 19. That's this part right here. And it looks like it has the clips that we're going to be using. So I'm just going to take those parts out. One thing about these bags sometimes is some of the parts get hidden inside, so make sure you're not leaving anything behind. And yeah, look at those parts. Those are kind of cool. A lot of detail there. So that's what I'm needing. I'm needing these 2 clips, which I thought from the picture here they look like they were metal, but they are not. They are plastic. And so I need those. And then I also need this part right here. And it looks like what we're going to be doing first is I take this, flip it over. So it says that the LPR parts that we're using here are identical. So it doesn't matter which one I start with, I guess. Yeah, it does. What is it talking about? So these are supposed to slide in here like that. And same thing over here, like so. And just like that, we're done with that magazine. So now we're ready for issue 20 right here. And in issue 20, what we're going to be looking at is building R2-D2. We're going to complete more of our head frame that I've also got over here, still on its stand. So put that right there. So now we're going to open up that issue. And look, we got Kenny Baker again, who wore the costume for R2. Looks like we've got some deleted scenes they're giving us some background to. This just shows that they basically had some shocks inside the inside so that Kenny Baker could kind of bounce around when R2 would get excited. Shows some of our micro tools right here. We have some of this EV series supervisor droids, as well as some of the shots from within this series, and a case study for the EV A4D. And I think this is mostly concept art, not actually what it looked like inside the movie. Then we're getting into some different types of real robots and their mobility, the way that they move around. The reason for that is because now we're going to be getting into some more actual operation of R2, that we're going to be building some parts for making R2 actually be able to roll around and for him to be able to move, and sensors in order to determine how he's moving, making sure that he doesn't move into anything. So there's something that's important about our R2. It's able to do all the things that the R2 in the film could do, and this kit is quite impressive. So we've had a lot of sensors already that we've started opening. In this one, we're going to be dealing with the sensor that goes into the leg that I think prevents it from running into walls. So that's kind of cool. So it looks like some of the pieces that I'm going to be needing in this one are here in our bag. So open that up. Open this up. And make sure that we get everything out of the bag. So in this case, I've got a sensor that is going to be on the leg. And then I also have another piece to the head. And then this piece right here, which I think is what's going to hold our right ankle mounting plate. So we've got some head pieces and we got some ankle pieces. So this might be a little bit more building than we've been doing. Now, first thing we want to do is bring our head back around, just like so. And it looks like the next piece is going to be this piece right here. It's going to go right over here, I guess. Just like so, sure enough. And so we're going to be following our standard practice. So you need to set these like this. And then holding those in place, I can flip it over like this, and then I am going to be screwing these on through. Here's one. Worst thing about this is anticipating that screw coming through and poking into my finger every time. Not a fan of that part. Same thing right here. Ugh. Oh no! And even worse, if you accidentally drop it. Oh no. Okay, I gotta get a new one. Okay. just like that. Oh yeah, very good. And then, oh, there's where it went. That's it. So that's that magazine, which then it brings us to this issue 21. So I already accidentally opened some of the parts for issue 21. Now we can actually get into the issue where we're going to be building the right leg assembly. Get to see C-3PO unmasked and learn a little bit about the costume and why they had to make so many helmets, because it literally shrank too small during the molting process to be able to fit onto the actor's head. We learned a little bit about the 8D8 series, the smelting droids, which are fairly creepy. They have that flat expression on their face, and even when they're melting down other droids, very weird. At any rate, we get into nanorobotics. We get to see a picture to show the scale that they would be in comparison to, say, human hair. We get to talk about their propulsion system, look at how they would move around instead of the blood system. We even get to see how small technology can be and how that's going to change the world in relation to be able to make everything from miniaturized piloting systems to other types of robots. And that brings us now to our right leg parts and fixing screws. So this is kind of important because we've been working on this for a little while. One of the first things that we built was this part of the leg right here. And now we're going to be doing a lot more with it, preparing it to be able to be driven and actually have a sort of propulsion system. And so I'm going to grab this. This is, of course, where our wheel will be going, right there. We also have another plate that's going to be connected to that on the back of, I believe, this part. And then they also gave us more screws, which I already went ahead and broke up and put into our medicine cabinet here. So at the same time, I also had to hold on to several parts, which we now finally need. So it says here that what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to get this part right here, and let's see here, and this part over here, and these parts right here and right here. There's a lot of things that we've kind of partially assembled with the idea that we would eventually do more with them, and this is that time. So, and then I just got to figure out the parts that I'm needing to go together here. So these actually fit together like so. That's going to be like that. And then these pieces hook together in such a way that this hooks with this. So basically, I'll pull these parts whoop, 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 like that. And just like so. And then I take those and I'm connecting them together just like so. And you might say, well, wait, what goes though? What goes on that part in between? And that's where I believe this little butterfly piece that we already had, I believe that is where that will be going. Okay, so first off, we stick this in here like so. And then from the other side, I'm going to screw through this screw like so, and that tightens that. So we're using the last of my big bolts, which I just happen to have exactly 4, which must be what this is for. Right? So there's one, another larger screw, and 3. And then 4. Alright, and that now secures this whole piece basically together. Now I can take it and I'm going to put it on here. So let's see how well that works here. Okay. And will it tighten? Maybe I don't want to tighten it too much so they're all sure lined up. And with that one nice and tight now, everything is all tightened in place. We're now ready to connect another part and to use something else that I had to hold on to for a little while. We want to put this on here in such a way that it's going to have this little circle on the top, which fits right up to there, like this, right? And it's going to be kind of loosely fit, I guess, at the moment. And then I'm going to put this part on. If we did it the wrong way, which, yeah, I might have done that, then what you would have found is that you wouldn't be able to fit that piece on, and you'd have to take it back to parts, which is not so fun. So, anyway, then we just fit 2 screws right here, nice and tight, like so. All right, now with that done, we have something that looks like this right here, and that is the end of that issue. That brings us to our final issue, 22, which does say nothing about finishing this leg any farther, even though we've got so many parts for it now. So I'll just put all those parts aside. Keep in mind, so I've got this piece right now still. I have this piece, which I think goes on the back side. We have this piece that I think is what holds that part on eventually, like that, right? And this one that goes on the back side of that, I believe. And yeah, there's just a lot of things that now technically could be put together, but we're not putting together today. So I've got to set those to the side for right now. I still have this little random piece, or one of the random little pieces. I'm going to put that, I think, in this bag over here. It also has another little teeny tiny piece I'm also holding on to for some reason. So there you go. Nothing done with those yet. Throw that out. Alright, so now we're on to issue number 22. In this issue, we're going to be building the R2-D2, assembling the logic function display, which is one of my favorite parts that we did not too long ago. Ooh, we have the Riverboat Gambler, which is getting into some galaxy building, some pieces about Han Solo's past, Han's past. We have some Sky City. You get to learn a little bit more about Billy D. Williams even, and his role in the film. And then here we have ASP general purpose droids that they show, mostly concept art. And also Maximo Destruction bots. We learn a little bit about old-fashioned and very original calculating machines, which is essentially, in all truth, the first versions of the computer. And then we see some more early robots, or what could be counted as robots. And then we get into R2-D2's logic function displays, which is pretty exciting. So the last ones were pretty fun. This time we have actually 2. And so this will be pretty cool. I think I'm also going to need to get out my battery module, which is in here, right there. And so we're going to be opening up bag number 22 as well. Watching your hand as you stick it into the bag so you don't end up getting staples in your hand. Again, making sure that I've got all the parts that this is coming with. I like the plastic holder for this. I might need to hold on to this one too. So here we have the actual LCD. Here we have the casing. Very nice. This one didn't come with any wires that I see. But, is there a reason for that? Maybe we're just borrowing wires. We're borrowing wires from another build that we've already done. So in this case, our blue, black, and red ones. These ones right here. And so first we'll assemble this first. So I'm going to take these three parts. I'm going to peel off the film that's on there. At least it says that there's film on there. There we go. Okay, got to protect the film off. Now we're going to take that and we're going to stick it into here. Do I know which way it goes? Well, that's okay. See how it's notched like this? It's not going to let me put it in any other way than this direction. Just like so. And then, it doesn't even have me throw on any screws yet. We're going to just put that right onto here, which is where the cable connector can stick through, like so, like that. Okay. Now we're going to be putting in some of our small black screws. If this one works, we just screw those all in until they're nice and tight, just like that. Perfect. And one more. There. Okay. And now that's all one piece. And so now I have my completed assembly. So now we want to test it. This one takes the 3 prongs, just like this. So I stick that in there, like that. Take the other end, we're going to be connecting that into our power module right here, like so. And then we test it. There's one version, and then the other button is that version, a little bit brighter. So pretty cool. So we have a couple of areas that have been finished now. They'll look like that, and obviously that would go onto the head later on. So cool, cool. I'm gonna unplug those because we don't want them getting ruined. I'm guessing there must be more wires that they give us later on that will make this all make a lot more sense. So with that done, that is the end of issue 22. Again, with the R2-D2 version, it doesn't tell us what's coming next. So we've been able to do quite a few things, like we've been able to finish most of this leg. It says that we were going to finish the head, but we still got this big gap here. And then we have now more electronics to add some of the other ones that we have, including this sensor, which I think is to be able to prevent R2 from running into walls and things like that. So who knows what could be in the next issue. Now I want to thank Fanhome for providing these parts. Also, if you're interested in actually purchasing this model, check the links below. And don't forget to use the promo code R2-D2. Also, don't forget to check out our Iron Man build and other big videos that we got on the way. In the meantime, like, subscribe, comment below. This is your Geekfix.